it's 9 o'clock. Good morning, everybody. We'll call the Finance Committee meeting to order. Becky, would you do the roll?
Sure will. Jim Sheenline.
Here.
Jennifer Dallas. Tom Kitson.
Present.
Mike Book. Nancy Naylor.
Present.
Reed Acree.
Here.
Jason Anderson.
I'm here. Jonathan, you got the administrator's report? No, okay. Oh, okay. You were doing such a good job over there imitating Jeremy. I just thought I'd ask, so. Anyway.
Just make something up.
Good morning, Jonathan. There you go.
Yeah,
In the
right.
packet. Good
Now's your
answer.
chance.
Learned well.
Mr. Treasurer,
Good morning.
good morning.
Not on the agenda, but I just want to give you guys a heads up. Our tax sale is complete and our tax year is almost complete. We are in the hands of DevNet for the final distribution, hoping it'll be out on the 20th or 21st. Everything went well. Looks like we're going to have about where we're a little, maybe slightly over what we anticipated because of some back tax that was collected. So everything went well. The team did a fantastic job. Shout out to the team for all that they put up with over the summer. So
Awesome.
that's all I have for right now.
Okay, very good. Reed, anything for us besides what's on the agenda?
Just what's on the agenda.
Okay, Mr. Whalen, Sheriff.
No, sir. Nothing
All
else.
right, thank you. I got a thumbs up. Okay, Mike, you got anything for us? Keen? And Sarah, Patty? All right. Thank you, and thank you, everybody, for being here. All right, we'll move on to the agenda, and we have the approval of minutes, previous meeting. Everybody have a chance to take a look at the minutes. Any additions or corrections? Hearing none. Moved by Naylor, seconded by Anderson. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried. All right. Reed, monthly financial report. Yep.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good morning.
So again, we're kind of right on track from an expense revenue standpoint. We've got 1 month left to go, 8% yet to collect for revenue mathematically, and we got 7 that we need to still collect. So we're right on in line with that. We've gotten some of our numbers already for November, and they're coming in consistently with what we've seen in the past 2 months. So, kind of our sales tax numbers are still high. And our income tax came in right at what was expected. So fully expect to be right on line with revenues for the year. Expended expenses. I guess one thing to point out about October was that it was a 3-pay period month, and our biggest costs, since we provide services, are our people, right? So it's good to see that we are still in line with expenses. We have 9% of our budget left with only, 8% of the, estimated expenses for the month. We will probably have a little bit more in payroll in November due to certain payouts according to our handbook for banked sick time and comp time that people have, but it shouldn't be that much. So as long as department heads don't do anything crazy in November, we should hit our budgeted amounts for expenditures.
And you've emailed all the department heads to make sure they don't do anything crazy.
Sure.
Right. Anyway.
Oh, yep.
I guess I would like to say to the department heads, hey, yes, if you have budget and you need something, obviously go get it, right? But if this is I want to use my money because it's there, don't do that.
Right.
That is not what we're here for.
And they're not going to get penalized for it.
No, it's not a use it or lose it type of thing. So if you need it and you have budget, yes, I fully understand. But if you're just saying, oh, I have budget left, let me go do something, please don't. No.
Yes. Anything else?
I kind of touched on it before, but on the revenue page, again, kind of our numbers consistent with what we've seen over the last few months where sales taxes coming in higher, or sales tax related items are coming in higher. Obviously, it looks like the use tax has now kind of settled in, so we have a kind of a good number going forward, which is basically the number that we planned on for next year. So that's good to know that, you know, we're probably going to be right on with that. I guess one other item, it's not necessarily in here, but the cannabis tax that we levied, that is still coming in very consistent. There's been no drop-offs since we started receiving that money. I think it was maybe April or March that we started getting that for January of collection. So that is still coming in strong. So that's good news because we budgeted for that next year too. So
Sure.
yeah, as far as I can see, everything is in line with our expectations, and they are also in line with how we have budgeted for FY26.
Very good. Jason?
Yeah, how much revenue is budgeted for cannabis? Not for us to buy it, but to.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure that's clear.
Yeah, yeah.
So, since we only have one distributor, the state prefers us to keep that somewhat confidential, right? Because if we say what we're getting from there, then
But
people
we have a
can.
budget number.
Sure, but that also includes other cannabis related taxes. So we're budgeting in total around 12 or 13,000 a month. So it's going to be like 150. So that is broken out in between two different buckets. So there's a cannabis statewide tax that we've been getting for some time as soon as it was implemented, where the state collects a cannabis tax and then distributes it to the municipalities based off population. So it's kind of like use tax or income tax. It's getting distributed based on our population.
Motor fuel tax is the same way, right?
I don't know if that's
By
true.
population.
I would, maybe, I can
No,
check
I
with
think-
Dave to be
I think
certain.
that's a road use. I think that's on your miles. It may be, it's a
Very complicated
lengthy
formula.
formula.
No, that's fine.
No, but so there's that piece which we get, and then the other piece is basically the local sales tax, where we put in a ordinance to collect, I believe it's 3% of sales tax for that type of business. That is what we're allowed to. I believe the city can get either 25 basis points or 50 basis points on top of that. So we do get the lion's share of that sales tax on that type of entity. So that kind of makes up
So
our
with the
difference.
amount of revenue that cannabis is generating for the state and for the county and so forth, is there any rules or regulations about how that money that's being collected should be spent more towards like social services, addictions, law enforcement? Is there anything in place that says that money should be used to basically counter the problems that it creates?
Right. So they did that with the opioid settlement dollars. Those dollars on the opioid settlement do have to be earmarked specifically for recidivism and counseling and, you know, that kind of thing. I don't think, guys.
I don't believe that.
I think it
that
just
has
goes
any-
into, it's just another revenue stream. Please.
There is some statute that you do have to use the cannabis tax that the state is giving you with public safety type of, or just educational reimbursements on your costs for the issues that it may create. So there is some restriction, but it's not 100% restricted.
We don't know how much money that amounts to.
Yeah,
Probably
correct.
doesn't.
I mean,
come close to.
For us, it's really small. It's small dollars.
And
so-
those funds would go to what type of would it go straight to the sheriff's department? Would it go to social services?
It
Where
would,
does
yeah, it could go to all of those entities that are involved with any issues that cannabis might bring up.
I mean.
So you
it
could
was-
be, the courts could use it, the sheriff's department could use it, public health.
I think the point is that you're seeing here more and more in the news how marijuana use is really causing a lot of people problems, psychosis, psychological problems. So as that problem continues to grow and the issue becomes a bigger issue in every community that's dispensing marijuana, I mean, should we not be pushing for legislation to get more of those funds to take care of this, counter the problem?
Yeah, that's a question more for you guys as a board and then on to your reps, right?
Going to our legislators,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah,
because, this is not gonna go away and it's gonna
No.
only get bigger.
Yeah.
And it's gonna,
So-
the burden is gonna fall back on us.
Yeah.
The public.
So.
One other question quickly. When you talk about the department heads and, making sure they don't do something crazy, when the county became a county administrator form of government, is there any direct accountability between the department heads and the county administrator, where the county administrator could put some checks and balances in what gets spent? Is that authority there?
So yes and no. So it depends, because we are county government, we do have an administrator, but remember, some of our department heads are also directly elected officials. So Jeremy and Case, and we've got two of them sitting here with us this morning. Three, oh, I'm sorry. I always, yeah, I got you. I was counting Clay.
Oh,
Yeah, and his head was blocking you, Paul, so or else I would have said three. But those three folks, they are constitutional offices. When we set their budget, that is their budget, and they are free to spend that money as they see fit. The other department heads, so downstairs and, or I'm not including you, Nancy, but the first floor, folks downstairs and, those,
Non-elected.
yeah, the non-elected, the appointed folks, yeah,
They're accountable to
Jeremy,
Jeremy,
to the administrator.
but the elected are not directly, they're more
Yes.
directly responsible to the county board.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
More
yeah,
to the public,
public,
yeah, more to the
yeah.
public.
But if they do go crazy and spend way beyond their budget, what's the outcome?
Paul's over there slapping their wrist. Yeah, they get taken to the woodshed. They get, Clay knows that, Jim comes down and has a sit down with Clay saying, oh, please. But no, and we laugh about it, but there's a collaborative, we have a great team here. And we work collaboratively and Clay and Paul and Nancy, they know what we're up against because they see the financials every month. And, that's not to say they're not advocating for their departments. Absolutely they do. But we have people that really understand what our limitations are. So,
Just
And I
on that
appreciate
point,
that.
right? Legally, we cannot spend more than our appropriations, right? What the actual consequences would be, right? If an elected official were doing that, would probably just have to be settled in the courts. And I believe there are several counties that you can kind of see that has happened, right? But it would be very messy. And
and
cost a
nobody
lot of
wants
money
to go there.
because
Yeah.
you'd have the state's attorney's office representing the county. Then the county would, I believe, would actually have to provide counsel because there's a conflict for the other elected official. So they're paying basically both sides of the fees, and it would be settled in the courts. So we would like to avoid that at all costs.
Thank you.
But to Jim's point, we have an outstanding team to work with. So
Yeah,
we've been very
absolutely.
fortunate that our elected officials work very closely with Jeremy and with the board, so.
That's right. Well, it just, you use the example of the courts. You've got the circuit clerk, you got, which is an elected official, you got state's attorney that's elected official. And then you got the judges who in some cases are elected,
Right.
maybe not directly by the voters. Jackie is the chief judge. She's elected amongst her peers. But they have the power, Jackie has the power to compel us to do certain things if we choose not to do them. So again, and nobody wants to do, have those type of things happen. So we work really well with everybody. We all want to play we're all in the same sandbox and we want to play well together. And that's what,
Well, I was just most
that's what we
interested
do.
in the structure of the authority of the administrator over what versus,
Sure.
what he's not over, what he has no control.
That was when we hired Jeremy, that was one of the discussion points was that understand what your role as an administrator here is. And there's a lot of challenges there, but it's really worked. So absolutely, Nancy.
On that same note, I just wanted to let you all know that in my department with county clerk and recorders, there's several clerks out there that they don't get along with their county board. They don't get along with their state's attorney. And I know I can talk on behalf of Paul and Clay that we do have a wonderful connection and we're, like you said, all on the same page. And I feel very, very fortunate with that. Thank you.
Thank you for that comment. Absolutely.
It's got to be pretty miserable when it doesn't work.
Oh, I can't imagine. And that'd be miserable for everybody.
Yeah.
So, anyway. Let's see, are we still on your report, Reed?
We are.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
That's okay.
We started with,
I got lost.
Something
Where
on
were
that.
we?
I guess if there's any questions that I can answer regarding any of the other presented information, but high level that, we're on track. So
All right. Well, we'll see where we are. Thank you for Reed and sounds good. And any other questions regards to Reed's report? Hearing none, and we'll have quarterly, and we'll have the wrap up next month and quarterly report next month. So, all right, looking forward to that. Insurance Committee, Nancy.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Insurance Committee elected due to a lack of information going forward on what we're looking to do in reevaluating our insurance. We elected to move it to December because we weren't quite ready for it yet. So I don't have an Insurance Committee report, but I believe Sarah has a Wellness Committee report.
Oh, okay. Sarah?
Good morning. I've got a report here from the Wellness Committee. Tracy Bay from the Health Department and I are co-chairs of the committee. We've had a lot going on over the last couple months. So we had our annual biometric and flu shot event. That was October 8th and 15th. We held that at the Post House, a new location for us. We decided on the Post House just because it was closer to a majority of county offices and we thought it would encourage walking there versus driving across town. It might be a little bit more convenient. Our participation this year, we had a total of 161 total participants for biometrics and 71 flu shots. Our breakdown was the number that we look at that's important to the Wellness Committee is we had 114 employees participate out of 129 eligible employees. So that number is important to us because we have to achieve a certain percentage. So we have to achieve 75% or higher employee participation as one of the items to qualify for the highest tier of wellness awards. So we were at 88% participation this year. Last year's participation was 83%. So we're really happy with that increase.
Yeah.
We gave away a $25 lunch gift card from either Jersey Mike's or Arthur's. And then participants also get a $200 Tango e-gift card that will be distributed later this month. And then we also offered a new incentive this year. One of our Wellness Committee members suggested this and we thought it was a great idea. So we picked one employee from each biometric session to earn 1 month of single insurance credit on their payroll check, which totals $209.34. So we picked two winners. The October 8th winner was Jennifer Deal, and the October 15th winner was Leah Nelson. So we were happy with the Post House. We plan to continue with that in the future. They worked really well with us. They worked really well with Empower as far as space to be able to do the testing and the flu shots. So we were happy with that. In the end of August and early September, we worked with Susan Gillespie in HR to do an insurance and biometric lunch and learn. So one of our members suggested that we should go out, we should educate everybody on biometrics and go to the different county offices, offer lunch, talk about biometrics and flu shot event, as well as insurance, because there are a lot of little programs and little things that go along with our insurance that are free that a lot of people aren't aware of. So we did that over, I think we offered 5 of them. And we had a total of 47 employees attend. We offered 2 of them at the Lee County Sheriff's Office, 1 here at the Old Lee County Courthouse. We ventured to the Highway Department, offered a morning presentation at the beginning of their shift. And then we had a noon presentation at the Health Department, New Courts Building. So feedback was great on that. There were a lot of programs that employees didn't know existed with our insurance or had questions on how certain things worked. We have a PowerPoint, which I don't know if it was sent out, but I think it will be sent out or at least posted on the intranet for employees to access that kind of describes each one of those programs, the Wellness Committee and biometrics as well. Wellness account balance, we've got $81,974.32 available. A large majority of those funds will be used to pay for biometric expenses that we just had. Each year, the Wellness Committee organizes some sort of donation drive. We met October 28th, and we had a few suggestions and voted to do a food drive again this year. So there are currently boxes. There's a shopping cart down at the bottom of the stairs here at the old courthouse for donations. We checked with the food pantry on what are kind of their high priority or high need items and provided that list, but they're willing to accept anything, including cash donations as well. So that is ongoing. We will pick those items up on Monday and deliver those to the food pantry. The committee also voted to do a $200 donation to Shining Star towards their supply drive that they have going on right now, and a $200 donation to Buddy Bags. I believe that's about it. Our next meeting is going to be January 6th at 2 o'clock in the Lee County Health Department, first floor conference room, if anybody would like to join. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Sarah has done a really great job. Everybody should be very proud that she's representing us in this wellness effort. And I also would like to say that Susan Gillespie has been very vitally working on getting the information to our employees about little things that they could participate in. And that's been a great boon. So we thank Susan as well. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Nancy, just with that level of involvement in the wellness, do we get any kind of break on our insurance premium?
No, not yet.
We should. We do from the standpoint that that whole program was set up some years ago, and it's wonderful that this money comes back to the
Mhm.
employees to be able to do the things Sarah's talking about. But we also have the ability to catch problems or prevent problems. So we
Oh, yeah.
have, we see a decrease in
Experience.
Claims,
expenses
in
and things that go
claims.
wrong for people.
Yeah,
So
but the
it's-
premiums aren't affected by it.
Not directly.
Not directly, but we're seeing a
And
side.
what is the benefit to the employee? What is the cash benefit to the employee for participating in the wellness
If-
program?
All of the things that she just
But what
explained,
is the
like.
cash?
So it would be based upon participation per event. So the biometrics flu shot event is our biggest event. And employees that participate, along with their spouses that are on the insurance that participate, retirees and retiree spouses, each one of them get a $25 lunch gift card at the day of testing, once they complete their testing, and then they get a $200 e-gift card that will come to them. So there's an online rewards mall that they can pick from. I believe it's like
Every
around
employee that
100,
participates
125.
gets that.
Each person that participates, yes.
So in
gets that.
the city of Rochelle, if you participate in the wellness program, you get $400 in cash.
Oh, wow.
But I thought that came from the insurance company.
This does.
This comes from the insurance
This,
company?
this money comes back to this committee. We have no choice to do anything with that money. Right, when I was on the insurance committee as chairman, we set this up. And that money comes back to the wellness committee for them to use for things like the water fountain at the bottom of the elevator was something they purchased. There's a lot of equipment. I can't remember everything, Sarah, that's been purchased over the years, but they've done a wonderful job of getting the people to come. And as you said, 75% to get our maximum.
Yeah.
And the insurance company gives that money back to the wellness committee. And we have no right to it. It's wellness money. So
I think it was amazing that Blue Cross Blue Shield gave every employee $400 in cash. And they did it right at this time of year, so it's for Christmas, that sort of thing. But if it's working at the level it's working, that's fine. But maybe the insurance company could either lower our premiums or give us more back in wellness.
Yeah.
Just an idea.
Sarah, question, using the post house sounds like a wonderful idea. Did they charge us for that?
Yes, we had, I believe it was $100 rental fee, and then we also provided a $100 donation. At our old location that we were at, we always gave a $200 donation, so we kept that even.
I have no problem with that. I'm just thinking how much money we'd give them through social services.
Yeah.
Just a thought. Thank you.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
right.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate the report, Sarah, and you guys just, again, you did a great job. So, okay, and you're up again. So, quick ARPA report.
Just a quick ARPA report. We've got our quarterly report. So your information is there in your packet. I've got my report on page 1, spreadsheet of expenses on page 2. So we have fully expended all of those funds to projects as of December 31st of 2024. That was our deadline. So right now, Treasury's main focus is monitoring recipients' methods of obligating their funds and ensuring that all funds were obligated by that December 31st, 2024 deadline, and making sure that they're used in compliance with the rules and guidelines. So Patty and I are real sticklers about once there's an expense, we need the minutes approving it from if it was finance or whatever committee may approve that. We need a copy of the receipt, the invoice, all of this documentation that we keep so that if, hopefully never, but if we were to be audited, then we would have all of that to back that up and we would not have an issue. But that's their main focus right now. We're still awaiting information on closeout reports. So there are a lot of agencies, counties, states that have used all their funds. They may have used them up right away, but we're still having to submit that annual report of, no, we didn't spend any money. And then each year we submit that annual report. There are a few more items that they're requesting on those expenses. So we have to keep going back to like that first expense, update those new items. So we're waiting on a closeout report. As of my preparation of this report, they didn't have any information on a closeout yet. When I was in a webinar, I think it was this summer, they anticipated they may have more information beginning of 2026, but they were not sure. So as I've got updates, I will update the committee quarterly. Also, there's not been a lot of, go ahead.
So I think we were talking about having you come back and do a year end next month. Is that, do we
That's
really need
correct,
to,
yep.
or?
So
or
it's
what-
up to the committee. I know we had discussed that early on when the ARPA committee was formed,
Mhm.
that at the end, once we had expended all of the funds, we would do a full presentation kind of outlining where did all the funds go. The ARPA committee picked different categories that they wanted to focus on.
Right.
So Patty and I can prepare that and present that in December if that's what the committee would like. We can hold off and present that at some point next year. It's totally up to the committee. You guys just let us know when you would like to have that final wrap up and we can have that ready to present for you.
Okay. Sounds good.
Question.
Thoughts?
On the ARPA
Jason?
funding, looking here, there was looks like $3 million, like in HVAC and boilers and things like that.
Mhm.
So that's all new, or probably, maybe it's not been spent yet. but-
No, that's done. That's all.
Oh, it's all done.
It's all
So
done.
is there a plan to set money aside to do, we can't expect that there'll be an ARPA plan when all that HVAC stuff deteriorates and we need to, how do we plan, capital plan for things that are gonna, we know.
So Tom, maintenance committee, they have and Jeremy was here, he could go, into more detail, but, they're putting together a 5-year plan and you're seeing, in the capital budget, those items there are the needs and then those items will be, done and spent over the next 5 years. And of course that rolls, because
So if this $3 or $3.5 million worth of capital needs were ARPA never happened, were we prepared to take care of all that?
No,
We weren't.
we weren't. And some of that HVAC, specifically, That came on us kind of in the midst of ARPA kind of getting going and whatnot. And that kind of, as I remember, and Tom jump in, that kind of evolved. I mean, it wasn't something that was on everybody's radar screen that, hey, this is an expense. It was that equipment started going bad and needed to be replaced. And it came down to a decision point where we've got to get this in hand. And so we were very fortunate as a county, and our taxpayers were very fortunate, because we would have had to capitalize that expense in some way, shape or form. And, you know, as it is, you know, I feel very good about the way we handled the ARPA money. You know, we had money that went
Yeah, because that's
back
almost,
to-
that's almost half of the entire amount.
Yes, yes, that would have otherwise been borne directly by the taxpayer. Now people can say this was all taxpayer money, and absolutely it was. But at least, you know, we took the intent of the program. We fulfilled the aims of that. I know there were some counties that took all the ARPA money and they did stuff, you know, they did something within the county. We made the effort and had a pretty strong thought process of how we were going to take some of that money, give it back to the community and to business owners and economic development.
I knew you did
and
that.
all those things.
I just didn't realize that
Yeah.
almost half of it went to capital expenses
Yeah.
to maintain the
Yeah.
properties.
Right, right. You know, that was a
Kind of emergency deal.
Emergency need.
Funds.
yeah,
You know, Ogle County put $500,000 into economic development.
did they?
They did.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that they spent it the best way they could have spent it, but that they did take $500,000 and set it aside for economic development.
Anything else? Okay. Did we give Sarah any direction as far as, do we want her to come back in December, or we want to wait till later? Your guys' call.
Personally, I think it would be nice to have some type of a report that all county board members would hear. I don't
Because
believe
we've
that.
had quite a bit
We've had a
turnover.
lot of turnover, and I don't believe that a lot of county board members really, either understand it or realize where it went and what a benefit it was. So I personally think it might be nice if she could do something, maybe even in January, do something for the full county board. And doesn't have to be real long, but
If you don't mind doing it.
Whenever you guys would like that presented, if you want me to present it to this committee and the county board, I can do that. Whatever you prefer, just let me know and Patty and I will have it ready.
Well, why don't we, why don't you come in next month
Okay.
and give the report, and then, you know, of course, obviously, when we do the final wrap up, whenever that would be, we'll do the full presentation to the board.
Okay,
yeah, sounds good. Thanks,
Okay.
Jim.
thank you.
All right, thank you. Oh, we have no Joseph E. Meyer resolutions this month. Clay, I apologize. I have just been buried. I have not had a chance to read your report. Is there anything that you want to highlight and highlight to the committee
That's a good thing, because the month got away from me and I didn't get a
Oh.
report completed, so I'm gonna double up next month. Yeah.
So we both did a mea culpa. I didn't read it, you didn't write it. All right.
I did
thanks-
miss it,
thanks,
however,
Clay.
'cause I look forward to that.
So I'll tell you what, we do. We really appreciate you doing that, taking the time for that report, because that gives us, it really does give us a good feel of what you guys are up against and the issues that you're dealing with. And we really appreciate it.
Yep, you bet.
So. All right, no unfinished business, new business, County Finance Committee budget schedule. We just get done. We're not even done with the budget. And now we're looking at the schedule again. Totally, I can't even take a breath.
It's just Becky's efficiency.
Yeah, that's right. So we've got that, oh shoot, I did something wrong here. Yeah, it's all his fault. He's not here, so we'll blame him. Okay, so, let's see, Becky, was this an action item? Did we want to adopt this? Or this
Yeah.
was just information?
Well, if you guys are okay with it, then that's the schedule I'll post on the website.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and we'll do
we'll approve it and just because.
Because I'll put all those dates out and then all the meeting dates out as soon as
Right.
it's approved at county board. So
Motion to
Yeah.
approve.
So moved by Naylor, seconded by Kitson. Discussion, you see it, have that there in front of you. Is there any dates there that stick out? Yeah, I mean, we can always adjust as
Yeah.
time goes on, but I think, as I remember when Jeremy mentioned this to me, you just basically copied and paste for this year.
the only change that we did make was we did the social services meeting at 9 o'clock.
That's
in the morning
correct.
instead of the evening.
Yes, instead of doing the social
Yeah.
services meeting at night, we're gonna do it in
Good.
the daytime.
Oh, that's probably supposed to be AM.
Oh, good catch, Reed.
I'll get that changed.
And that was
to AM.
social services.
Yeah.
Really hacked them off.
Yeah, right.
Oh, gosh, it was. And here we were.
So I will make that change.
Okay, all right. So when we approve it, it'll be
I'll-
subject to,
I'll
to
move
the,
it.
the
We
change.
accept it, subject to change.
All right. All right. We already have a motion on the table. And, so anyway, anything else? Comment, Mr. Anderson?
No.
All right. All those in favor
Aye.
of approving this schedule signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, motion carried. Thank you. IMRF changes. Paul, you doing that?
Well, I can start it, but, and Reed can help with that. But this is a discussion point, but we had talked about this over the last 6, 7, 8 months about changing the IMRF calculation for employee pay, where it would be a pre-tax calculation instead of a post-tax of, like the health insurance and things like that. This would be a benefit for the employees in the sense of it would help them in their retirement program. And we've budgeted for it in the 2026 budget. So from a discussion standpoint, what we really need to talk about from the finance team and then the board is if you guys are on board with that, which I believe you are, we would need a resolution that just says we're changing from a post to pre-tax in our IMRF calculation. And then that would go, that would be a resolution that we would send on to IMRF and they would be, they're okay with it as long as we just have it documented.
Right.
And that's really the discussion point.
So start off the discussion. I remind me, the budget impact on this was,
About $3,300 to $3,500 a month.
yeah,
So in the grand scheme of the total budget, that's minimal, right?
Right.
But it is a benefit to both the county because you have a better employee and the employees in the sense that this is going to help them with their IMRF retirement fund.
Reed?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing that I would add to it is, I guess the reason for it, right, is we're kind of treating the employee that takes our health insurance slightly different than the employee that doesn't take our health insurance, right? And because that reportable wages, what we report to IMRF every month right now is gross wages minus premiums for health insurance. But for the people that don't take health insurance, right, it's just their gross wages. So the idea is to kind of put everybody else on the same level, right? And so that's kind of it kind of treats our two sets of employees, right? So I think it would be a benefit to the employees. They're going to pay a little bit more into their IMRF as well. It's not just coming out of the county side, it's coming out of their side too, but it increases their reportable wages, which therefore increases at retirement their final reportable wages, which gives them a slightly higher pension amount. So.
Okay. Does it matter when we make this change, does it go retroactive?
No, it does not go retroactive.
So it'd be whenever we do the resolution, it'd be
Yes.
that date forward.
Yes.
We're looking for the resolution to say January 1st, to be honest with
To
you.
be in line with IMRF's year, because IMRF is calendar year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
IMRF
that's right.
goes calendar
They're
year.
different than us.
Yeah, IMRF goes calendar year, so this would be, you could do a resolution in December that says effective January 1st of 2026, boom. And we move forward with it.
As I remember also that when we discussed this last time, that Jeremy, because of that, the additional contribution that the employees were going to have, I think Jeremy was going to have a discussion with that with department heads.
Yeah,
and
we
employees,
talked with
and that's
department
all-
heads
it's done.
and, yep, and, you know, they had discussions with their employees. In fact, you know, I think Dave brought up some specific encounters that he had where their guys were like, yeah, absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
for you guys who are just starting out, you know, the younger guys, like, yeah, this is definitely something you want to do, right? It's going to increase your retirement. So, yeah, I mean, for your guys' knowledge, like IMRF has a pre-filled out resolution. I think this is probably something that they've encountered quite a lot.
Mhm.
And I think, you know, the why we're doing it the way we're doing it is just because that's the way the insurance rules worked probably like back in the 70s. And things have evolved since then. You
Sure.
know, like we've switched from a pension system to more of a like 401k, 403b kind of stuff, right? Where, you know, if you go to an outside employer, no outside employer says, hey, we're going to give you a 5% match on your 401k, except if you take our health insurance, we're going to only give you 2, right? Like that doesn't happen. And that's kind of what we're doing. Not intentionally, right? It's just rules have changed over time.
Sure. As far as my feeling would be and we can talk about it, but without objection, we'd have that discussion next month, and have that on as an action item, on the resolution. So if you can get that sample resolution and have that posted and have that on the agenda for next month. Reed?
And I would assume that this is kind of normal county employee across the state. It's typically pre-tax or generally, or not necessarily. Do you guys know?
It actually, I actually think it's almost split 50-50.
Really?
Some counties are still doing it the way we are doing it today. Others changed years ago, as it went. It was really IMRF kind of put that out there to the employer to say, how do you want to do it? Because you're funding this, we'll just hold your money for you. And IMRF is, in essence, is basically fully funded for us. I think we're at 98 point something % funded. So, we're there and they don't really care how we want, how an entity wants to do it. Just make sure that they're aware of how they want it to be done.
Well, and I would assume it's going to help in acquiring and retaining good employees.
Absolutely. And that was one of the things we were looking at is, hey, this is a great way for the employee to build on their retirement function.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, we'll look for the resolution. We'll go with, in December. So any comments from the crowd over here? Got to keep you guys awake. All right, next thing, last item on the agenda is department head budget adjustment request for fiscal year 2025. And Reed,
Yep.
that is yours.
So,
Explain to us
yeah,
what
they say department heads, but they're all originated with me. They are basically all grant related expenditures that we incurred because we got the grants that we did not know about when we did our budget last year, right? So these are all just items that we did not budget for, either the revenue or the expense. And what we're doing is just saying, hey, we're going to do a budget adjustment to say, hey, we got revenue, we got expense, they match, it's a net zero impact. But what this allows me to do is in our financial statements, there is a footnote disclosure that says, hey, here are the funds that had expenditures over their appropriations, and I would like to not list any of these. So that is what we're doing by adjusting these. There are a few more outstanding that I will have back for next month. But yeah, I think there's maybe 2 or 3 more. But as long as you guys approve it, then I don't have to put it in our financial statements.
Sounds good. Everybody understand what we're doing? Okay, entertain a motion to pass this on to executives. Moved by Kitson, seconded by Naylor. All those, any discussion?
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried. I have no executive session.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
I wanted to bring up
yes.
this,
Yep.
I was made aware of a program that is part of the Big Beautiful Bill. It's a federal scholarship tax credit program for students in rural Illinois. This provision in the Big Beautiful Bill, and I'll just read this very briefly. It's a newly enacted federal scholarship tax credit program that offers students, the federal tax credit program is established, will provide donor-funded scholarships to both public and private schools for the use of a variety of educational services. Public school students could use the funds for additional educational services such as tutoring, additional academic resources, fees for advanced placement, or college entrance, books, and a variety of other things. My understanding is, this was brought to my attention by Tom Demmer, who's of course very aware of what's going on all over the world, as well as in government. But the Ogle County Board passed a resolution. The point about this program is that Governor Pritzker has to approve it. And of course, we all know how fond he is of anything that President Trump has initiated. But what this program is going to require is that the counties of Illinois are going to need to pass a resolution to show that there's a desire for this to apply, so that it will then be a message to the governor that this program should exist. And really what it does is, if, say, Tom, you wanted to give $1,700 to Dixon High School for tutoring, that $1,700 would literally be taken off dollar for dollar from your federal income tax. So it reduces, so rather than giving the $1,700 to the federal government, you'd be giving it to a local school. Or Jim, you want to maybe give it to St. Anne's, a private school.
Sure.
That private school could set up a tutoring program, and those dollars could go directly to that. It would reduce your tax liability by $1,700 per person.
And that $1,700 is the maximum.
That's the
allowable.
maximum, but if you and Bird both wanted to do it,
Oh,
you could reduce your tax liability by
$3,400,
$3,400.
right?
So, but it's going to require the county to pass a resolution. And in the email I sent you, there's an example of the resolution.
Yeah, I'm looking at that.
That Ogle County passed.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting how these things fly under the radar unless you have someone really on ball that can bring it to your attention. But we will need to bring this before the whole county board, pass this resolution, and that sends the message on to Springfield that this is a program that we would support. And again, it's really geared towards rural schools, both public and private. And I think it's something that the county board should really seriously consider.
Well, we can't take an action on it,
No,
at
it was
this meeting,
information
but
only.
information, but without objection, we'll have it brought in as an action item for next month's meeting.
Okay, so do you want to pass that on to Jeremy, or you want me to talk to Jeremy, or how does?
Yeah,
this
if
work?
you want to talk to Jeremy, and also I'd copy Charlie.
But
Charlie?
Make sure Charlie has a
But to get it on the
state's attorney.
agenda, you as chairman have to.
Yeah,
approve.
I'm asking this.
No, no,
Yeah, yep. And I'll make sure that, with Becky, I'll work with Becky and make sure that it gets on the agenda for next month.
there's the key player.
Yeah.
Becky.
That's a good question.
Based on a quick Google that I did, the program becomes effective January 1st of 2027. So I would say we have some time.
Sure.
But obviously, if we want to get something out there, we want to get it out there sooner rather than later so that the state can approve it, right? That's
Right.
what it looks like needs to happen.
So that means we can't get it on the agenda until the December meeting.
Right.
Right. But I mean, if we get it, we've got plenty of time, right? It's still a year from then that, yeah.
Right.
Tom, you belong to the, is it UCCI, the county? Should this be something that maybe they all know
Well,
about it?
they have a meeting Monday. I'll bring it up to them.
Yeah. So that
Yeah.
we want to make sure that all of the rural counties in
Right.
Illinois get on board.
Yep, I will bring it up Monday at the meeting.
Be interesting to see if the governor will allow us to have this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way I read this, it's hard to say no, because it doesn't really affect state.
No, it doesn't affect
Dollars
the
at all.
state.
Yeah.
The only
Yeah.
thing it affects is that the federal government gets a little less of our money, and that money stays local.
Yep.
And we individually get in a sense, get a tax break because we give
Right.
that to a local entity.
All right. No, sounds good to me. All right. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for bringing that up
Yeah.
to and bringing it to our attention. Anything else good for the cause? Hearing none, I entertain motion to adjourn, moved by Kitson, second by Naylor. Rita, I'm gonna have to see, yeah, when you blink, I'm gonna call on you, you know?
Seniority, son, seniority.
Or you gotta sit closer to the chair.
All those in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.